What's up with Facebook? Facebook never do right by me. Facebook, what's up, man? I think after the day, I'm done with Facebook, man. Like, they be slowing down my momentum. They be complaining. Like, come on, Facebook, man. Just do right by me. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night at whatever time you may view this particular live stream. I'm your host, Darshawn McAway. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Shout out to you guys on Facebook. Shout out to you guys on YouTube. Shout out to the replay gang as well. You guys give me a moment. Let me just make sure everything is good on my end. Let me pull up some things. I was going to use StreamYard, but I don't know. It's been like at least 6 years. StreamYard has not done right by me in the past 6 years. All right. But we're here, and today's show topic is Mississippi is burning. Yes, we're talking about the Nolan Wells situation. We're going to listen to some audio. I'm going to pull up my main man, Poetic Flacco. I'm going to pull him up because he been cooking. Poetic Flacco been cooking lately, man. And we're going to pull that up, and also, excuse me, we're going to check the audio. And we're going to be here for maybe about a good hour and a half. And then we're going to get up out of here. You know, it's Friday. Listen, I don't mind making money on YouTube and on Facebook, but a brother be tired sometimes. You know what I mean? I be tired, man. Like, I get it, but sometimes I be like, man, damn this, man. Mr. Urban World, what's up, man? What's going down with you? Shout out to Mr. Urban World, one of my moderators via YouTube. What's up with you, Playboy? It's Friday. You know what I mean? KC the One, another one of my moderators on YouTube. You too can be a moderator if you're going over to YouTube. We just need you there for about a good month. Chime in on the conversation, have some common sense, you know. Let me check the audio real quickly, make sure my microphone sounds nice. And then we're going to get with it. So listen, man, I heard the autopsy is in. I heard the audio. Listen, this Nolan Wells case is overshadowing a lot of other people's children that have these mysterious deaths. But it's for a reason, though. It's for a good reason. I heard a very emotional press release yesterday, and there was 2 more teenagers that were 18 that died this year, roughly around the same time Nolan Wells died, you know. And when you think about it, man, this shit is kind of disturbing when you think about it, you know. I mean, these are somebody's children, you know, and it's not a game, man. Like, the fact that people are using the race bait prejudice type stuff, come on. I mean, who wouldn't want to know what happened to their kids? All right, so we sound good on Facebook. It's not a game, man. We sound good on Facebook. Let me mute that. Let's go to YouTube. I mean, who wouldn't? I mean, if something happened to my daughter, first of all, let me just say this. If something happened to my child, y'all might as well call Jesus and tell him to accept you into the rapture, because ain't nobody else living. I'm sorry. You could be innocent. You never hated black people, whatever. If anything happened to my kid and you think you still gonna live, you not. I'm just telling you right now. You ever seen, what's the movie? Law Abiding Citizen? Well, take that times 10 million. I'm not letting none of y'all live. Sorry. Take me to jail right now. I'm not gonna let you live. I'm not. I'm sorry. Listen, I appreciate a lot of people, respect you, dap you up, everything. If my daughter not here, you can't be here. And you ain't even have nothing to do with it. You be like, damn, bro, it's like that, bro. You cannot exist. No. They handle this situation way better than me. Especially the father. The mama got a little bite. But to let something happen to my daughter, the way man, first of all, if your kid's still living, I can't let that happen. I'm sorry. I know it sounds crazy. Maybe I'm talking out the side of my neck. I can't let you live. I'm sorry. I'ma just speculate the way I think my daughter went out, and I'm gonna do your kids the same way, right? That's fair. I think it's fair. And sorry to the rest of the world, but it would be scorched earth. I would turn into a goddamn superhero villain and create these magical Marvel DC comic book powers and just wipe all of you motherfuckers out. But sorry, that's just where I'm at with it. I'm like, man, fuck. Let something happen. First of all, let me find out that somebody played in my daughter's hair first and foremost. I'm shaving. Whoever touched her hair, I'm shaving your whole head off. Like, I'm on a different level. Like, when they talk about parenting, being a protective parent, man, you got me fucked up. Right? Let anybody say something about my kid, nigga, it's over. It's up. It is all the way up. It's up. As a matter of fact, I snapped on somebody. Hold on. I snapped on somebody in the chat. They mentioned my daughter. Boy, I will find you, boy. And what I do? I found his ass. Man, don't talk about my kid like that, man. Yeah, don't even mention her. If you do want to mention my kid, say you bought the books and everything, we respect you, strong black man. You made some money through Walmart. You're doing a children's book thing. That's about the far as it needs to go. I'm trying to tell you. So the Nolan Wells family, they handling it way better than I am. Let me check my audio real quick because I got my so-called lapel mic on. YouTube, Facebook, what's up, man? This is Mississippi is Burning. This is today's caption. We're going to get into it. We're going to listen to some audio. To buy shares of properties. We're going to listen to some audio. We're going to listen to somewhat of the press release, kind of like the little press release today from Don Lemon and Benjamin Crump when they was on Don Lemon's show. Let me make sure it sounds good. Facebook. What's up, man? This is Mississippi is Burning. This is today's caption. All right, give me a second. I look good like this, but let me put it, what side is sticking? We'll put it over here. All right, let's test it out one more time. Let me see if it sounds a little bit closer. Because I should sound more in depth. Give me a second. See if it sounds a little bit closer. Because I should sound more. Yeah, that's more in depth. We'll button this up. Give me a second. See if it sounds a little bit closer. All right. Because I should sound more. All right. I appreciate you guys for being here. I will read your chats in a moment. Let me just vent real quickly. Let me just give y'all the business. We got a few people in here. We have 24 people topped out on YouTube. Where are my manners? Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. I'm your host, Darshawn McAway. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and tapping in with me on today's live stream. Today's show topic is Mississippi is Burning, and we're talking about the Nolan Wells case. And I want to point out a few things. I want to point out a few things from. I want to point out a few things that everybody has overlooked, and I'm going to see if I can do like a YouTube short and kind of clip it. So let's get into it right now, since I have your attention. What everybody's overlooking about this newfound audio is that no one is on the operating call complaining about the fact that, hey, we possibly have like a dead person on board. Like, we call them because the boat's sinking, but not only is the boat sinking, but I think he dead. I think we got somebody that's unconscious. Like, no one is like pointing that part out. You guys are just listening to the audio trying to decipher it. But if any normal person who has a heart, who has a conscience, is like on the phone and also saying at the same time, like, what happened? Nolan, what, he dead? Operator, dispatch, we need y'all out here like right now. Like, we sinking, and I think one of my friends is unconscious. Like, look how they just going on about the boat. Like, nobody ain't saying. You hear people in the background saying what they saying, but no one's saying, like, a normal person. If you heard that, you kind of repeating what somebody else saying, like, hey, oh shoot, we got somebody that's unconscious. Like a normal teenager 17, 18, 19 will respond and be like, they're looking, you're narrating what you're seeing and what you're hearing at the same time, but nobody's pointing that part out. Those are some cold-hearted killers. To be reporting about the boat sinking and being in so many feet of water, but you're not saying what you're seeing. So here's the layout. There is no possible way that it didn't happen this way. They had to be quite a ways away from the beach, enough for them to just put him in the water and then push him off. And then they probably canceled the sea tow, had somebody else come get them to bring them in because they probably was sinking for real, but they just left Nolan out there in the water, which would make total sense to me why he ended up washing up ashore 2 days later, because he really wasn't that far out. Now, the thing is, everybody wants to know, like, what happened for him to be dead, well, more so to be unconscious at first and then dead. Like, what happened during that? The only thing I can speculate is the fact that he got into a scuffle, and I think that somebody pushed him too hard. He slipped, bumped his head, and he was a little bit unconscious, and then he just out of tune. Because if you drinking alcohol and you out there in the sun, you day drinking, oh, it hit different. It hit way different. Day drinking to get you topped off before it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. You can start at 10. You be done by 2. Even if you slow drinking, if you're a slow sipper, you be like, man, I'm tapped out, you know, because when that sun hit, it hit. What the comments say? What my readers? I think I left my glasses in the car, but we'll do it with the shades on. Let's see. It should be. Mr. Urban World says it's about to be the last month of summer. Time is flying. I'm going 6 days. Okay. What happened? I don't know. Boom. Similar case to Nolan West. What happened in Texas? And the guy deleted the. Yeah, so I wanted to talk about that too. The Urban League press conference. Let me pull up the tab. I watched that yesterday with Benjamin Crump. I got a newfound respect for Benjamin Crump. I was wrong about him. Because if you keep on listening to people about him race baiting and being an ambulance chaser, when you hear his story and where he's coming from, I didn't realize how much work he has been doing on trying to bring justice to people who have mysterious deaths. Like I don't think you guys really understand that. If you really go back into his history, you would think that he's race hustling because he probably picks up more cases of black people. But when you read his story and you get to know why he became an attorney, then you would understand. And he's affiliated with the, I don't want to get his fraternity wrong, Alpha Psi, I forgot what it is. But his particular group of fraternity brothers, they are hell bent on being pro-black. Like, hands down. Like, black people come first. They care about everybody else, but a black person, male or female, will come first in the fraternity that he's in. So if you're just meeting him and you're listening to him, you'll start to judge him. I need to get his fraternity straight. Let me put some respect on it, because I know a few guys in his frat, Ben Crump frat. I just have a hard time saying their name. He is a Omega Psi Phi. I know. Shout out to my Omega Psi Phi brothers. They are hell bent. Those men have put money in my pocket. Number one. Number two, they held me accountable, and they will hold you accountable. But when something go down, they got your back, like 1,000%. But that's any fraternity though. But Omega Psi Phi, for sure. Omega Psi Phi. So shout out to Omega Psi Phi. Because when I say they band together, they band together. All right, let me see. So if you know why Benjamin Crump is doing what he's doing, you have to look into his history. You can't just think of these press conferences and these interviews that he's doing. Like, you really have to know his history. And he's a stand-up guy. I'm gonna be honest with you. He's a stand-up guy. Um, I got some moves from career. Man, Mr. Urban World, what you talking about, bro? What are you talking about? Let me see. What are you talking about real quick? So I recorded made it. So then she deleted herself. The father came after. Oh, yeah. I remember that. I remember hearing about that. All right, so Nolan Wells, they released the autopsy. They released the autopsy first to the media. They did not tell the parents. So the parents still do not know what the final autopsy report is from Mississippi. The family, the Wells family, was on Don Lemon, and they was on another show. I forgot the guy's name. These two journalists, they used to be on CNN, but they both, I guess, got kicked off or fired. But I forgot the other guy's name. But anyway, the Nolan Wells family, they did do a interview with Don Lemon. And I can tell they don't know what the results are like whatsoever. And as a parent, trying to figure out at this point, like, you just really want to know, like, what happened to my kid. I just want, now I already buried them. I just want to know what happened. Now, the thing is, here's the thing. Everybody who was around Nolan and he was physically on the boat and they saw him last, all of them need to be charged because all of them participated in an act of leaving him there. Not that he wanted to stay there, because if you listen to the call and they're saying the boat is sinking and you can hear Nolan, is he dead? He's dead. Oh my God, Nolan. Everybody associated is guilty by association. That's hands down. And see, now that allegedly this person named Bart has went to the police and gave up names because they did not know that audio was being recorded. So thank the inventors of people who realize that when people call in distress, it needs to be recorded before the operator actually picks up. Because we would have never known this. They would have actually gotten away with it. So we should see whoever, and it's so funny, like nobody's catching this. We should see whoever the girl is, because Katie wasn't on the boat. Katie said she went her own way. So who's the girl that's on the boat? Who are the guys that's on the boat? All I know is a person named Bart, Wyatt, and Warren. Who is everybody else? So whoever has saw him last on the boat in that instance, they need to be charged. Everybody got to be charged. This is guilty by association. What they could have done, and a lot of people don't understand this, and I really want you guys to hear this. If it's truly an accident and you're being interrogated by detectives and police, they're going to go accordingly. But when you try to hide your hand, because these people, like, I don't think people understand this. The human being in you can sense the intuition of you lying about something. Now, we can't see inside your mind, but we can look at your facial features and go, well, one, you act in a certain type of way. And number two, your story don't even make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. So the fact that Nolan washed up ashore, that's not just a normal thing. Like, how did he get there? I mean, come on, like, really, let's use a little common sense. All your friends can come back, and then 2 days later, your supposed friend washes up ashore. They then went home, fell asleep, woke up the next day, ate food, did their thing. Another day later, he washes up ashore. No, those are cold-blood killers. That's not their first time. That is not a first-time offense, bro. They just didn't get caught. I couldn't live with myself knowing, even if I was drunk out my mind, because when you drunk, this is from experience, by the way. When you drunk, you kind of remember some stuff, and then you'll wake up the next morning, you got a little hangover, and then you start looking in your phone. The best indicator if you know you fucked up in a bad way is you always go to your phone camera roll to see the stupid videos that you posted, or you recorded. in the pictures you recorded. That'll let you know how your night was. If you don't see any camera footage or video footage, you just had a good time. But when you come to and you start to realize, like, damn, it's 12:30 in the afternoon, you fix you some eggs, some grits, whatever you're gonna do to kind of get over your hangover. You start thinking like, yo, did whatchamacallit make it home? Who? Nolan. I don't know. All right, let me call him. Call. You might wait a few hours. Hey man, I'm out of here. I'm gonna go holler. I'm gonna go see what's up with Nolan. You go over to his house. Bro, you ain't pick up your phone. You outside. You call him. Yo, bro, come down here. Hit the voicemail. He don't come outside. You knock on the door. Parents, they crying. What's wrong? What's happening? Well, Nolan ain't come home. You thinking like, damn, he was just with me last night. What you mean he ain't come home? I was over whatchamacallit house. Yeah, but he ain't come home. So now you like, man, this ain't real. Now you calling your homeboy for real. Like, bro, pick up, man. What's up with you? That's if you're a friend. Forget the best part. That's if you just a friend. A classmate on the same football team. You just call like, bro, what's up with you, bro? Where you at? Then you go home. You like, damn, I ain't hear from a dude all day. You see the news. The mama done reached out. The mama connected. She done reached out. Nolan Wells is dead. You be like, dead? I was just with him last night. Man, hold on. Let me go back to the people's house. Let me go. Hey, tell me what happened. Now they're going to bring you in and be like, tell me what you remember. Listen, Miss Christine, Mr. Elmore, we was drinking. We did this. I did that. I dapped up Nolan. I seen him talking to a girl. I was talking to a girl. Next thing I know, I ain't see him no more. But I figured he was with the girl. So I went to go drinking some more. I went to go just tossing it up. But I promise you, Miss Christine, Mr. Elmore, I ain't see him after that. I promise you. If there's anything you need from me, I'll do it for you. What you need me to do? Let me see your phone. Here you go. Now you're going to see some girls in there bent over and everything. But I'm going to tell them, like, you're going to see some ass. But I'm going to let y'all look at it. But there's a video. It's a 30-second video. It's an inappropriate video, but Nolan ain't in that one. But you can, skip through. But here you go. That's a person who's innocent. That's the person who's like, man, if anything happened, it was an accident. Mississippi is burning, man. Mississippi has a history of hiding things from people, hiding the truth. There's mysterious bodies just hanging from fucking trees. Oh, this person must have hung themselves. How the fuck you hang yourself 50 feet up in the air? The fuck? How you kill yourself in Mississippi and your body parts are within a 200 yard radius? You just chopped yourself up piece by piece. There was a hand over here, like the whole body was chopped up. Oh, did y'all remember? You remember that story? There's a guy he's been missing for months. Parents reached out. They found his body in the field. Oh, he must have cut himself up. How the fuck you cut your own head off? And then cut off the rest of your... Man, come on, man. This is what was happening in Mississippi. I ain't making this up. This ain't fabricated. This is what they were doing. It was like 5 people mysteriously hung. No witnesses. People been missing for a minute. Well, it was the what is it? The coroner? They must have hung themselves. Huh? Oh, fuck you hang yourself in the oak tree. How you hang yourself 60 to 100 feet up in the air? On one of them old time trees too. Them old Bama trees. So if these people, and see, we gotta watch, and this is I'm gonna try to chill down on the cursing. This is for my young people who are in like middle school, high school, and college. Be careful who you call your friend, because what it turns out to be, these are people that you're just associated with. These are just your classmates. Those are not friends. Those are not friends, because all of those friends that was on that so-called boat, all of them would have got together and did an interview together and be like, hey, this is what we remember. No rehearsals or nothing. This is what we remember. I mean, the closest thing I say I had anything to do with it was I told Nolan, man, come on the boat. I went to go grab him. He shoved me off. And after he shoved me, I just let him go back to the island. See, this could all be so simple, but now they just made it difficult. And now people snitching. But they really ain't snitching. You should have just told the truth in the first place. Because it could have honestly been an accident, but now you made it into a murder case. It could have been something so simple to the point where there was a little fisticuffs. You got the best of Nolan, hit him in the chin. He didn't hit, he on his way down, boom, bumped his head. You checking on him, he ain't breathing. And then that's a whole different story versus you did that, you knocked him out, lights out forever. Y'all then took him and pushed him off in the water and then called somebody else to come tow your boat instead of the dispatcher sea tow people. And now y'all skirt tail off. Cause that's what happened. There is no other way around it. Now I think that whoever this Katie girl is, she needs to come to the forefront. But everybody's story is sticking. Like whoever these kids are, that wasn't their first time. They've done it before, and we just don't know about it. Now they're friends with each other. And then I heard the interview. I heard the interview of the Wells family saying that they don't know those friends. So y'all got to stop using that best friend shit. See, your best friend cover for you. Your best friend knows your mama. Your mama know your best friend, male or female. Parents know the best friend. They know best friends. They know classmates. Those were classmates. Nolan would probably go over there every now and again. But for you never to go over to Nolan's house, that speaks volumes to me. Because the Wells family, they don't seem like they live in some rinky-dink type of home. Now that I'm hearing them talk a little bit more, these are very smart parents. These are well-to-do parents. They raised a well-to-do son. Let's read the comments here. I'm not trying to forget you guys, so y'all bear with me. Just when I start cooking, I'm cooking, you know what I mean? Y'all bear with me real quick. Let's see what we got. So come on in. We will have your comments. Feel free to say whatever you want to say. If the computer blocks you, it blocks you. We want you to use your intelligence over here. We want you to upgrade your vernacular. So if you get blocked, it's not me. It's just that you're using words from a block list that I have created. All right. Don't forget all the kids lowered up when you lower up, that means you do not want to talk. Yeah, it means that time. We want a best friend who can go back in time. Let me see something. I need to get my readers. Y'all bear with me. Where my bag at? Y'all hold on, man. Give me a second. Well, YouTube, y'all can still hear me because I got my Bluetooth mic on. It's Facebook. Facebook can't hear me. All right. Let me read these comments, man. Comments. Silence. What's up with my people, man? But we cooking. Go ahead and put your comment in there. And we're gonna read it. Put some money behind it if you really want me to read it. I'm really reading my moderators' comments. I do want to read the regular chat, but sometimes people be saying some goofy stuff, and my moderators, they be on point. Go back to crime scene when my best friend passed away, and there is no way I can emotionally go back to the same place. Listen, again, I'm going to read your comments. And shout out to my moderators, zapping everybody. You will go to troll heaven today. Today you're going to troll heaven. I had a best friend, and this was one of my best friends. He was in high school. Welcomed me with open arms. He was a year ahead of me. Cheered for me to, play basketball, watch me play on the playground, do my thing, whatever. and was like, bro, just hone in on your skills. My my freshman year, he was a sophomore. Dante Myers, one of my best friends, Dante Myers, real good friend of mine. Came over to my house, met my mom. My other best friend, Nate Shaw. Dante Myers, man, he was the only one at that time out of our group that had went to Daytona Beach for spring break. Went up there. He's gonna take pictures. He's gonna do video. And if you know anything about Daytona Beach in Florida, in the early '80s, the early '90s, barely made it over into the 2000s, but the '90s for sure, it was popping. Like it was the dream. Like you wasn't gonna be a teenager or a man until you went to Daytona Beach for spring break. Dante rode Dante rode with a guy named Aaron Hayes. Aaron Hayes, and I want to say a guy named Antonio Black, but I know Aaron Hayes for sure. These were all my classmates. They were just like a grade ahead of me, and one of them was in the same grade. They fell asleep on the road on the way coming back. On the way coming back. Aaron Hayes, he survived. I think Antonio Black, I want to say he was there. He was in the car with them. I want to say it was Aaron Hayes, Antonio Black, and Dante Myers. The only person that passed away was Dante. Now, we were all friends. My mama said I couldn't go. I was supposed to go. But my mama said I couldn't go because she knew what was happening in Daytona. And I knew too. That's why I wanted to go. And then she said, because Dante came over to my house and he asked her, Miss McAway, can Darshawn come to Daytona? Those are best friends. They would come over, they advocated for me and was like, we going to Daytona. He going to be okay. We got this hotel. He don't have to pay for nothing. Boom, boom, boom. She was like, who driving? He said, Aaron. Aaron didn't come over to meet my mama. Antonio didn't come over to meet my mama. Dante did. So my mom was like, you can't go. I was 17. It was an 18 and up type of deal. I was 17. Dante was like, Miss McAway, I'm going to make sure your son's okay. Now, we teenagers. We all the same age, different body heights, different body weights. My mama said, oh, I'll think about it in front of them because she didn't want to embarrass me. I'll think about it. So I go hang out with them. We drive. we go to the mall. I go buy me some clothes. I go buy me some Jordans. We all like these fits that we was going to wear because I knew my mom was going to do it. I just knew it. I come back home. Excuse me. I come back home and my mom was like, I can't let you go to Daytona Beach. She knew more about Daytona than I did. I seen some of the videos. I seen the girls, they popping. They was doing some stuff that they was supposed to be X-rated for sure. And that's what I wanted to experience. So my mom was like, you can't go. So I go to school the next day, tell them, man, my mama said I can't go. They was like, dang, man, just be rebellious, bro. Just come with us. And if you leave, she ain't gonna drive all the way up there to come get you. You just gonna be in your thing. You just gonna be in trouble when you get back home. So I was thinking like, man, I should. But the good kid in me was like, nah, my mom said I can't go. And if I come back, it's going to be worse than what y'all thinking. Like I ain't going to never see the light of day. Well, they leave that Friday right after school. I remember it like it was yesterday. They leave, they drive. And I did have a cell phone. And this was the Nokia phone. This is when Nokia was like popping. But you had to really, really text. They like, bro, it's tight up here. It's like, it's everything that you think. They took a video camera. They took pictures and everything. They go up there. They on their way back, coming back on Sunday. You see the news. 3 people like crash into a tree. 2 people survived with minor injuries, but 1 succumbed to like their injuries. Get to school, On Monday, don't see Aaron, don't see Dante, don't see Antonio. By Wednesday, see Aaron, see Antonio, but don't see Dante. Looking at Aaron, I go over to him, bro, what's up? What happened? Man, we was driving on the way back and fell asleep, ran into a tree, and Dante went through the windshield. Maybe like, I don't know, a week later, his mother, his sister, they issued some flyers at the school, and he's having a funeral. Now, like that Warren kid, he didn't go to the funeral. I went to the funeral, I carried the flowers, and I was one of the pallbearers. That was my best friend. Never get to see him again. Always think about him. Hilarious dude, funny. Met his mama, met his sister, looked out for his sister. His sister got a little older and grew into her body. And I was like, okay, my goodness. She grew into her body. I was eyeballing her when I was in school too. She was just a couple grades under. I was like, Dante, bro, I'm gonna get with your sister one day. He's like, man, shut up. Spoke to his mom a couple years after the fact. Spoke to his sister a couple years after the fact. And then, once you get out of high school, it's not that you lose contact with everybody. You just kind of go your own separate ways. Stayed in touch with his sister, here and there, became Facebook friends or whatever. But I say all that to say a best friend is somebody that when you think about their situation and their passing, it's something that happens in your voice inflection. You start to remember a lot of different things because that was your road dog. Like that was your real, like Dante was like, he was going to be great, man. He was going to be great. He was definitely destined to go to the NFL because he was playing in high school, So when I hear this story about what's happening to Nolan Wells, to me, I think, and this is just me, I think this ain't nothing but the grace of God making it happen for him because he probably was getting ready to go somewhere, but this had to be almost like the sacrifice for him to go through what he's going through. I think he was still going to be able to make it, but these series of unfortunate events happen and it makes examples out of people who you would think are supposed to still be here, but God says differently. But yeah, man, like, the thing that's happening with these kids, they made it worse. And my story with Dante, it was a straight up, it was a straight up accident. They fell asleep, they told the truth, and that's what it was. Now, does his mom and sister blame the people who were driving? Absolutely. Because if they would have just pulled over and got some sleep, they still would have been here. But they didn't. They didn't pull over. They were trying to push it back. And I think they was under the influence and whatnot, because if you have the chance to drink when your parents aren't around and you're in Daytona Beach, guys, being in Florida and Daytona in the 90s, that was it. Like people were flying from different places in the world to be in Daytona Beach for spring break. I'm talking about whatever you thought spring break is what it was. It was the thing. It was sex it was it. That's all I know. It was sex, of course, fun, people hanging out, coming from different schools. You there with the girls from Bethune-Cookman. You there with the girls from UCF. You there with the girls from FAMU. You were a teenager. Those are college girls. Like, it was everything that you thought it should be. As a young man, as a young woman, it was just it. And people coming from Georgia State, Morehouse, like it was the thing. University of Miami, FSU, like anything that you could think of, it was a mixture of that whole crowd. And it was like the best time of everybody's lives for some people. until you hear some of those tragedy stories. But it was the place to be. And when I think about that instance, and I told my mom what happened, I felt bad because I was like, man, I was gonna be in the car with them, and like, what if it was me instead of Dante or anybody else? But I was supposed to go, or at least I thought I was supposed to go, you know. But anyway, let's get back to it. So I say all that to say that these so-called friends, watch who you call your friends, because friends don't leave you behind, whether they intoxicated or a little drunk. Like, you still kind of thinking about your friend, because whoever you came with, especially if you didn't drive, you trying to find them anyway. Like, I can't go home because I don't know what my friend at. Like, you're gonna be looking for your friend, or you're gonna be looking for the person that you came with. You know, so when we hear the audio, and a lot of people are like, oh, I can't really make it out. Man, some of that stuff is clear as day. Like the he's dead part. Who says that? That's not even a joking matter. He's dead. Tom says it wasn't nothing like Myrtle Beach. I bet. I heard about Myrtle Beach. Where did I leave off at in the chat? Shout out to the people who can read the chat during their live streams. A similar case in other words happened in Texas. Okay, I read that one. Let's see. They put all the factors about knowing if the shoe was on the other foot. True that. Don't forget all kinds of. Okay, they lowered up. Mississippi Till, Delta, Cleveland, Mississippi. Trey Reed found in a tree. Really. Yep. Medgar Evers. Yep, I heard about that one too. Somebody says, did you, where'd it go? Oh, give me a second. Did you know the medical examiner did Nolan was autopsy and then missing the men in Mississippi? I heard about that. I heard about one of those people in Mississippi who do all the autopsy reports. She was doing false reports on all the black people. Someone says they was born in Tulsa. My grandfather told me all about the Charles Page massacre, Black Wall Street. Ooh, she knows what happened. Yeah, Katie knows what happened. Yep, they dropped the bombs. Black communities with their own airports, movie theaters, hospitals. That's Mr. Urban World for sure. No new friends. Absolutely, no new friends. Yes, sister, that's exactly what they did. Okay, white guys are difficult and jealous over white women. Oh, Tony. So shout out to Tony. Tony says white guys are difficult and jealous over white women when these women are hopping in bed with black guys without asking. Why are they protecting women who don't want them these days? That's true. And if it has anything to do with a white woman liking Nolan Wells, white guys, you just got to chuck it up, man. That's a part of the game. Because if a white guy go to talk to a black girl in front of a black dude, we be like, go ahead, bro. Go ahead, see what that's about. If you ever notice, let me talk to these Caucasian people real quick. If any Caucasian guy goes into a club or whatever, and we see you talk to a black girl, we be like, go ahead, bro. On two things. Go ahead and find out who she is, and go ahead and get some, because it's as good as you think. But that attitude afterwards, you got to deal with that afterwards, you know. But we be like, go ahead, bro. Look, we be like, go ahead, do your thing. You know, ain't no problem to it. You know, somebody says, my grandfather said back then when a European seen an African, they felt superior, but when they see a group of long-haired natives, they felt in fear. Justice for all these young men. Yeah, justice for all these young men. Nolan Wells, Daniel Irwin, who actually have the same type of death, as Nolan Wells. I heard about that. And Tyler Smith, yep. I don't want to forget about the young 42-year-old Cyrus, who was shot in the back by the Chinese government store. Yeah, that was terrible, man. But listen, like when people do injustice to other people, I do want to let people know that those people who do that and it looks like they got off, they don't have a normal life. So just know that they don't have a normal life. They really going to go through a difficult time. I wonder if we're related. If Myers, Dante, I mean, he's black. You would know if you're related to him. You can look it up on the internet. Dante Myers. They said when he went through the windshield and he went through the tree, his face was fractured in 14 different places. You know, it was a closed casket, and it was me and like 7 other people carrying the casket. I had the picture somewhere. It was tough, man. Like being a teenager and seeing one of my classmates pass away, it put a different reality on me about life. Cause you start thinking like, dang, it's not that you're thinking that you're next, but you go, golly, am I gonna live to make it out of high school? So I was taking like one day at a time. I was like, okay. Somebody says, I think the same people speculating about Nolan's death were convincing everyone last summer black men were being lynched. That was a lie. Are you sure? Because there were some black people that got lynched, I think, last year. And I think it was in Mississippi. You can fact check it if you want to. Intelligent people will wait for all the investigation, examine the results, and then ask questions. See, the problem is they were never going to say anything about Nolan's Wells' death. They were never going to say anything. If the mother didn't put out if the mother did not have a following, Mississippi was never going to say anything. See, the problem is no one knew that she had social media and that she's connected. So they were never going to say anything at all. This is why the case blew up. I mean, it fell into the hands of Tyler Perry and Byron Allen, of all the people, 2 billionaire men, 2 billionaire black men, who's putting money behind this whole situation. Mississippi would have never said anything. See, the problem with a lot of Caucasian American people is that when you see African American people, you think that we just some ignorant, we don't have no pull, we have no class, we have no money. And then you come to find out we are some of the most important people in that particular situation. Mississippi was never going to say anything. And then they tried to make it seem like he was a junkie. Fam, you cannot, I'm sorry, not in your teenage years, you can't be no star athlete like him and have the reputation and be on drugs. You can't. You cannot. Not a teenager. Maybe when you turn 20 and 30 because you can handle certain things, but not as a teenager, man. And I don't think that a teenager can handle their liquor too much anyway. He probably had a couple beers and he was tossed. It was it. When you become an adult, more of a man, you probably can do 3 cups of Hennessy, 3 shots of Hennessy or something like that. But you can't hold your weight like that when you're a teenager, man. You just can't. You think you can. If you really think back on it when you was doing some goofy stuff. If you were smoking and drinking at the same time, you probably didn't finish nothing but like 1 blunt and maybe like a rum and Coke or some Hennessy and Coke and just 1 glass and be like, you what they call you stuck. You drinking and smoking at the same time and you like, dang, you feel like you had a lot, but you ain't had nothing but a half a cup and a half of a blunt. You just stuck though. You're like, I need to get some sleep. You got to get you some sleep before you go back home. And you're going to be stinking, smelling like weed and alcohol when you get home. Trust me, I know. I was 19 doing some goofy stuff. Came home, I could barely walk up the steps. I had to have my friends drive my car. And I listen, I remember this day. I had an 87 Cutlass, 18 going on 19, whatever year I did. I know I did it when I was 18. Didn't know how to drink alcohol at all. Smoking weed with my friend. I'm trying to be like my uncle and some of the men in my family, because I seen them do it, and I didn't know what I was doing. I'm drinking and smoking, drinking and smoking, drinking and smoking. One of my friends didn't drink, but he was smoking. I remember this shit like it was yesterday. I grabbed my keys, and I'm thinking I'm good enough to drive. But me not knowing that I can't drive, my body feel numb. I remember walking up against my car, leaning up against my car to find the keyhole. Put the key in there. My friend like, you good? Yeah, I'm straight. I'm straight. Open the door. Fam, I sat in the car, put my head down and fell asleep. He gone about his business. He went back in the house. He come outside, knocking on the window. Ta, 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 ta. Hey, bro, you cool? You cool? I look up. Yeah. I'm on my way home. He's like, bro, you been out here for an hour. I was like, what? No, I ain't. Man, I'm going to take you home. His sister, I remember this. I'm telling you, I remember like it was yesterday. His sister was like, all right, we're going to make sure we get you home safe, because everybody knew my mom. They knew my mama didn't play about me. But they didn't tell her like what the situation was. So my friend already knew where I stayed at. He get in my car. I remember he turned up my sound system because everybody, I had like some tens in my car or whatever. He just playing my shit is real loud. My head starting to hurt. I'm like, man, turn that shit down or whatever. But he turned it up even more. So he just bumping in my car. His sister following behind us. And he pulled up to my house, cut the car off, and was like, hey, bro, like, here, like, stay right there. Go ahead, get you some sleep. You at home, just holler at me tomorrow. This is when I was out of school, by the way. He's like, holler at me tomorrow, man. So I was on the passenger side, sleep, bro. Sleep. I'm talking about fell asleep. Wake up, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I'm sitting on the passenger side of my car, and I'm looking like, how in the hell did I get here? Go inside the house. My mama like, oh, you breaking curfew, huh? Because I'm supposed to be home by midnight. She's like, oh, you must be feeling yourself. You coming in the house at 5 o'clock in the morning. What were you doing? You know? And I'm looking at her, eyes bloodshot red, puffy underneath. She know, right? And I'm like, oh, nothing, just hanging out with my friends, you know, just being stupid. Couldn't handle it though, because I asked my friend, I say, man, how much did I have to drink? What was I smoking? He said, man, you barely had a half a cup. And he said, you only pulled on it twice. And he was like, after that, you was stuck. I was just stuck. I was just stuck. So if Nolan was, if he was drinking, he probably didn't even have that much. See, that alcohol, it's something different in it now, though. Because it's hitting people a lot quicker now. That alcohol will get to you, man. It'll make you do some crazy things, man. Thank you for the gift. I don't know what type of gift that was, but thank you for the gold coin and for the star. I appreciate you. They say, somebody says, time says you'll never find a Caucasian person hanging in the tree. You sure won't. No. Wasn't nothing like Myrtle Beach. I saw that one. People speculating. Okay. Yep, they didn't think she loved her child. Somebody said, you finna make me cry when you speaking. Yeah, man. Time says, Darshawn, in 2008, they had a documentary called Prom Night in Mississippi. You should see if you can find that documentary and you would know everything about Mississippi. Let me look it up right now. Prom Night. Here we go. I'm gonna watch it tonight. Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it tonight. It was a documentary filmed in 2010. That's when it came out. I'm gonna watch it tonight. I'm gonna bring it up on the tab. Thank you for that time. I appreciate you. And Virgo, shout out to Virgo with the jewels and the stars for the gift. I appreciate it. All right, so let me get back on point. Because the reason why you guys are here is to hear from me as well. But I also wanted to point out what's going on with Officer Tatum. Like, what's his deal? Because sometimes I think he's coming from a decent place, and then he just start like pooping on black people. Like, so what's his deal? Does he not like black people? Cause see, let me say this, cause I want to tag him in this. Pause. There are some black men and women who have bad experiences with their own kind, and after a while, they can't stand where they come from. Right? Like, let me give you an example. There are some African American people who will do some mistrust with each other, and it happens so much that they start to say, "Man, I don't want to mess with my own kind no more because all they're gonna do is this." So I'm wondering if Officer Tatum comes from that. He's been saying stuff just in general, and I'm like, does he not like his own kind? And then I did some research, and I was like, oh, he's married to a white woman, which it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be the aha moment, like, oh, okay, but it kind of, you can't be pro-black married to a white woman. Like, it just that's not how it works. You can't you can't be pro-black married to a white woman, because you're gonna, especially if you have kids, because now you have to look at life from both sides. You have to look at life from, okay, my kids are mixed with white and black, and depending on what their skin texture is, how it fares out, you have to teach them about both sides. You have to teach them about both sides. So Officer Tatum, let me see what's going on with him, man. Because he did something, because now there's some black people going off on him. D.L. Hughley, Don Lemon, and whatnot. Let me pull up that Don Lemon interview too. And the Wells family said they don't want to speak to Don Lemon. They don't even want to bring his name up, because he said some things about them that was disparaging. And if I heard a lot of disparaging things about the Wells family, and when you hear them talk, I know people can put on an act, but since they haven't been in the spotlight, there's no acting there, man. These people lost their son, if I'm not mistaken, their firstborn son, and everybody's saying all these heinous things about them, and it's like, come on, man, they just lost their kid. They just lost their kid. But from my understanding, it seems as if Officer Tatum thinks that black people don't have the right to have sympathy in their situation. Like, we should just deal with it and move on. And when it comes to men like him and some black women like him, that whole theory of pull yourself up by the bootstraps, I understand what it means, but you can't pull yourself up by the bootstraps and somebody keep on stealing your boots, if that makes sense. So if someone keep on taking something from you that you're working hard for, your reputation, your integrity, your finances, your way of life, your career, you can't keep on pulling yourself up because somebody keep on taking it from you. You go work hard, and then you try to make yourself a decent civilian, but then somebody, you work hard for your car, and you drive in your car, and then you come home, you park it, you just in the neighborhood like everybody else, and then somebody steal your car, or somebody flatten all your tires, or mark up your car. That's you putting more money back into it. You'll never get ahead, because you're trying to keep what you have. That's somebody keeping you. You always going to be left behind. You already come in. You're already born at a deficit, right? You're already born behind, no matter who you are, unless people say if you're born into a rich family, but you're still kind of behind, because you gotta figure out how to get to it and maintain it. But when you're born into a deficit, and then someone keeps on putting you back in the deficit, and you made your way through a little bit, but somebody keep on messing up your stuff and breaking your windows and burning your house down, you're never going to make it. That's just common sense. So even though I understand pull yourself up by your bootstraps, sometimes people need just a helping hand. That's all that it is. And sometimes that helping hand Has nothing to do with finances. Has a lot more to do with somebody putting you in position in front of people, somebody putting you in position in the job, and you be like, okay, now listen, I'm gonna give you the job number, don't mess it up. Or I'm gonna connect you with so and so, but just don't mess it up. Because I had a lot of people tell me, I'm gonna connect you with this person, but don't tell them where you got the number from. Man, that happened to me so much. Yo, I'm gonna give you this number, and if they ask you where you got it from, just tell them you got it from this. Don't tell them who gave it to you. And it was like, when you do it, don't mess this up. And I didn't mess it up. I did not mess it up. We already an hour in, and I didn't listen to any of this audio that I was supposed to listen to. All right. Nolan Wells' family calls me out. This is Officer Tatum. He did his live stream 4 hours ago. Let's listen to it. Let's listen to it. I want to see what he says. Let me take a bathroom break. Music. Y'all bear with me. Go get your popcorn and everything. You know, y'all go get y'all popcorn. Let me play some music real quick. Let me find some jazz. And then we're going to use the restroom and whatnot. Okay, let's do it. Maybe I should get the microphone right there. That should be good. Yeah, let me see what it sounds like. Is this on? This is on. This battery acting real slow, man. Are you guys enjoying the show? If you're enjoying the show, go ahead and let me know. Hit the live stream with a like. You can also be a contributing chat member. This channel is monetized. All right, let me see something. Testing 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Testing 1 2. Mic check 1 2. Okay, that sounds good. Sounds good for now. I'll put it back on my collar. Let's listen to some music real quick while I take a restroom break. And then we're going to listen to Officer Tatum. We're going to be here for a little bit. It's Friday. You guys rock it out with me. Feel free to speculate and give your opinions in the chat. Shout out to Facebook. Shout out to YouTube. I really do appreciate you guys. Let me do my thing real quickly. Speakers are on. All right. And we'll be right back. If anybody asks where am I at, just tell them I did a restroom break. I'm going to go take my time. I'm not going to rush it. We're not going nowhere. We here. All right, we'll be right back. It's the Darshan Show. We'll be right back, guys. Just stay right there. It's on movie night. All right. All right. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Got this chair so damn high. All right. This is my channel right here. Let me do this. It's my jam. I love some jazz, man. I love some jazz. Get me a cigar and sit back and just start reflecting on life, brother. Let me tell you. Listen, one thing we know for sure about life is it feels good to be alive. Okay? I think we all can agree that nobody wants to die because you don't know what happens after death. And it feels great to be alive. So I'm happy that you guys are alive, and my condolences to anyone who has passed away. It is not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing. And I don't know what it feels like to lose a child, nor do I ever want to. So I have nothing but pure respect for this family and for any family who is getting the opportunity to be in the public eye to talk about the deaths of their children. This is not an easy thing, man. And we're acting like, here's the thing that tripped me out. Too many of us are acting like we're not human. And I'm not talking black and white. I'm just talking being a human being. That's where I'm coming from. Too many of us are acting like we're just not human. Like, what's going on? This is somebody's kid, man. These are people's relatives. Regardless of, what we think of them, because you don't know them, it's still somebody's people. Where's like walking on the eggshells about it a little bit? Like where does everybody have the nerve to just start speculating what they want to speculate? Excuse me. Have the nerve to just start. All right. So when I was listening to Christine and Elmore, excuse me, guys. Elmore is starting to be more comfortable, and he's starting to speak with his chest. In the beginning, he wasn't. And as a father, I understand why he wasn't at first. I thought he was being a little timid. But what I realize is this, and this is a big difference. And just hear me when I say this. A lot of women, a lot of mothers, they think that the man doesn't feel the way that they feel. In all honesty, I just personally believe that men feel more hurt about their children than women do. That's just me. And because when you get the opportunity, to those of you who don't have children, when you get the opportunity as a man and you realize that it's because of you that woman can have a child from you, and that child gets birthed through that woman, you're starting to reap the benefits of seeing your child being born in her belly to see what it comes out to be. Now they endure it, they deal with it, they're, oh my gosh, they realize that they're a woman, this is what they're made for, and they're carrying it, and they got the growing pains and the kicking and everything, and the gas and the headaches and the throwing up, all that. So they do have a connection. But you as a father, you go, I feel just as passionate about that child as much as you do. because I gave that child to you. So when I listen to him talk now, when I listen to him talk now, I realized that he was hurt, man. That was his son. That's his son. That's his child. He's never going to see his son play sports, call him, text him, run and jump in their bed and be goofy, fix some food, go hang out with them, tell them about girls, tell them about life some more. It's over with. That was it. He had 18 years with his son. That's it. And when you get a chance to really sit down and think about it, and I'm talking to people who don't have kids, just think about your own cousins and your brothers. If something was to happen to them, just think about all the stuff that you did not do with them. And whatever you did do, that was it. That's it. That's the best that you're going to get. This is why people tell you, man, take pictures, create memories, have fun, do your thing. Because it's not going to be about money. It's going to be about that emotion. He said something. I think, what's that guy's name? They did another interview. They did 2 interviews today. But anyway, the interviewer asked him, "Hey, what's your darkest moment about this whole situation?" He says, "My darkest moment already happened. I don't have my son." And I'm gonna be honest with you, when I was listening to it at my office, my eyes got watery. My eyes got watery because the way that he said it made sense. And I was like, damn, he's right. His darkest moment was something that any parent doesn't want to see happen, is the fact that you hear that your child is dead. There's this traditional theory, guys, and correct me if I'm wrong. There's this traditional theory that says that since you were born first, you're going to age out your children, and your children are most likely going to bury you because you're so much more older than they are. But then when life takes its circumstances upon itself and says, well, this is what happened to your kid, you go, I never thought that I would bury my own son. My darkest moment has hit me. I never thought it would be the other way around. We need to rally, and when I say this, we need to rally around all these families that are losing their children to injustice. These are people, guys. They're just people. I mean, think about this. Let me just point something out to you guys real quickly. We only have so much time to live. And everyone's trying to get to a different type of opportunity in a different place in life. So, like, who are you to take that away from someone that you don't know? Like, you're robbing people of just their experience in life because you're like, oh, you need to stop complaining. You need to stop doing this. Like, fam, we only have so much time. I mean, like I can tell you this right now, and this is going to sound crazy for me to say. I'm going to say it about you guys. I'm going to say it about me. Most of y'all ain't living to see 100. Whatever you are right now, whatever your age is right now, most of y'all ain't gonna live to see 100. You ain't gonna live to see the honey bun. 100. So think about your age right now up until 100. How much time, how much time do you really have to do what it is that you really want to do? What's knocking? Get off of that. I'm talking about 100. Just give me 100 flat. How many of you really think you're going to make it to 100? And if you do make it to 100, what state of mind are you going to be in? What's going to be your physical body? Like where are you going to be at? Because most 80 and 90-year-olds that I see, they got a pamper on. They got no teeth. They mouth sunken in. They watching some old series and they eating puree food. So where you going to be at 100? So my point to saying that is, why is it and how is it that we give each other such a hard time knowing that we're all going to die? We give each other such a hard time. Somebody says to you, you got to put in your dues. Fam, I'm not going to make it to 100. Can I get the assistance? Can I get some help? Can I get some sympathy? Can I get some empathy? Like, dog, you don't even know me. And you giving me a hard time for what? Why do we do that to each other? We just ranking on each other like we ranking on each other like we're immortal. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I'm the one who think that I'm not gonna make it, and you motherfuckers know that you are, and no one ever told me that I can live forever. Because these opportunities that I'm going after, and people are saying no to me and stopping me, and they see I got a good idea, but they just don't want me to do it, the idea, because they just don't want to. I'd be like, damn, how long you think I'm gonna live? Move the fuck out the way. Listen, get the fuck out of people's way if they trying to do something successful. That's it. Move the entire fuck out of the way, and you see somebody, you see that they got a good product. You see that they got a good idea, but you just blocking it. Man, move the fuck out the way. You don't get the fuck out the way. How much time you think I got? Until I lose my mind. I ain't trying to lose it, but damn it, man, move. Stiff arm. Heisman Trophy. Get the fuck out the way, man. I'm trying to live this life. Why do we do that to each other? Why do we do that to each other? Like, you just be hating on somebody you don't even know. I don't like them. I just don't like them. You be like, fam, if you really think about it, you like, do you know his timeline? Or her timeline? What you mean? They're not gonna live forever. Let them rock out. What's that saying? Rock out with your cock out? Let them rock out. You act like this person gonna be here for like 1,000 years. You know why those all what's his name? Genghis Khan. Genghis Khan. What was his story? Me and my uncle used to talk about this. And I understand now. Let's see, Genghis Khan. Oh, no, I spelled that wrong. Genghis Khan, right? Let me see. I want to get my story straight. Genghis Khan, right? Yeah. Genghis. Is it Genghis or Genghis? I'm gonna say Genghis. Genghis Khan. This dude. How many children did he have? Let me see. Yeah, how many kids? That's the first thing that pop up. How many kids? This dude. Hold on. No, that's not what I heard. No, I heard he had more than that. Genghis Khan estimated children. They say he had 9. Man, I heard this dude had like 1,000 kids, man. No, here you go. How many children did Genghis Khan have inside his prolific? Hold on. I'm going somewhere with this. We're gonna do the Nolan Wells thing. I'm going somewhere with this because it all ties in. It all ties in because if anything ever happens to my kid and she don't exist no more, I'm having a bunch of children. Okay? I'm talking about a bunch. And I'm letting every woman know, listen, you getting pregnant tonight. Only come fuck with me when you ovulating. You getting pregnant today. But it says here when he was 20,000 million to campaign. It said 16 million. How many children did Genghis Khan have? This dude, they said that the international group of experts who wrote the 2003 genetic study, who had one question in mind: how many people are related to Genghis Khan? To find out, they researched 5,000 blood samples, collected over a 10-year period for more than 40 populations inhabiting regions within near the former Mongol Empire. Here we go. Only one population outside the former borders of his empire yielded traces of his lineage: the Persian-speaking Hazaras, ethnic group of Afghanistan and Pakistan. The Hazaras gave us our first clue to the connection with Genghis Khan, and said Spears Wells, a genetic and co-author of the study, they have a long oral tradition that says they're his direct descendants. Wells zeroed in on the Y chromosome of the blood samples, since it doesn't undergo standard recombination like other parts of the human genome and is always passed from one father to son. It typically stays unchanged. Random mutations do occur, but helpfully. Why did he say but helpfully? But helpfully mark all unique lineages of descent. That was kind of weird. Anyway, let me get to it. Where is that? The experts found that one particular lineage from 1,000 years ago belonged to the Genghis Khan himself and revealed that 1 in 200 men alive are his descendants. So 1 in 200? Okay, hold on. Coincidentally, some scholars estimate that he impregnated, here you go, he impregnated more than 1,000 women during his reign. 1,000 women, bro. 1,000. His lineage is everywhere. It's estimated that he has, from his bloodline, 16 million people. From his bloodline, 16 million. He knew something. He was like, man, I ain't gonna live forever. How long did he live? What age did he die? Let me see. I need to do a documentary on his ass. How old was he when he passed? And then we're gonna listen to this audio. Hold on one second. When he died. How old was he when he died? 65 years old. The man made it to 65. Fam. I'm in my 40s. 65, it's around the corner. So when people are trying to pursue their life, move the fuck out the way. What's that song? Hold on, what's that song? Y'all know what I'm about to play too. Instagram be making it seem like people be reaching out to me, man. Nobody ain't reaching out to me, man. What's that song, man? Why you not plugged in? What's going on with you? Y'all know what I'm about to play. Anybody take a guess what I'm about to play? Virgo got it. Virgo got it. This is why I say you can be successful and you stay in your own lane. Here we go. I'm playing on a big speaker. Here we go. I like the one with Mystical too. Let me see if I can play the one with Mystical. Here we go. Let's play it on the big speaker. Come on. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Hit him with the stiff arm, man. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Get out the way. Get out the way, bitch. Get out the way. Move, bitch. Listen, this is the most acceptable ringtone in the world. Just let it be your ring. I might change it to my ringtone. Because everybody would know. You know what? Let me move out this way. Move, bitch. Move the fuck out the way. Somebody trying to live life and you sitting up here, no, I don't think I want you to have this job. That people messing with you at work. I don't think you're fit for the position. If you don't get the fuck out the way, like I got a whole bunch of life to live. Like we do, like I'm telling you, man, I think we've been living life like ass backwards, man. People taking positions from you, taking things from you because they can. People succumb to their W-2s. And you start looking at your life like, damn, I'm already 65. And you were nowhere near where you thought you would be. Nowhere near it. Let me see if I can find that. Because didn't Mystical do one? Or was Mystical in that one? Let me see something. Yeah, featuring Mystical. I want to hear this one. This is my favorite one.
Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Oh no, the fight's out. I'm about to punch your lights out. Get the black guard the grill. It's something wrong, we can't stay still. I've been drinking too, and I've been thinking of you was at the forehead. And if your friends jump in, they'll be both causing confusion, disturbing the peace. It's not an illusion, we running the streets. So bye-bye to all you groupies and gold diggers. Is there a plumper on your ass? No. I'm doing 100
on the highway.
So if you do the speed limit,
get the fuck out of my way. Come on, man. That's the jam. I gotta play Mystical part though.
I'm hardly ever caught, and you about to get random. Go! Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way, move. Get out the way, get out the way, get out the way. Here I come, here I go. Uh-oh, don't jump, move. You hit like, you hit that phone crowd. Stop that show, I'm gonna go. Hit the stage, knock the curtains down. Crowd, that's what I do. Young and successful, sex symbol. Now, this is one minute. True. Hold up, wait up, shorty. Oh, brother, get out of the side. What are you doing? Sideline. In my fucking business. Trying to get my baby. Child support soon. Give me that fucking that rental back. Who bought these TVs and insurance? Tell me that. No, I ain't bitter. I don't give a. But I'ma take it like this. Bitch, I'm walking from my tour bus. Get out.
Yeah, that shit hard. Yeah, man. Get out people way, man. People hating, you know, like really think about what I'm saying, man. We like when people say you only have one life to live, that's it. And if you get a chance, if you get the opportunity to live life that second time when you were supposed to die, those people, they go for the gusto. They absolutely go for the gusto. And you got to go for it. You got to go for it. Like what I'm realizing, excuse me. What I'm realizing is this. At first, people will tell you to be realistic and logical. I'm changing that thought process. If you're not delusional about where you want to be, you're not going to get there. I know. At first, I was trying to do things the right way. You can do things the right way, but you got to be delusional. That's that whole walking by faith and not by sight. Your faith has to be so damn delusional. This is why I said we've been living life wrong. People are trying to do you like the logical way and go to church and pray, and then God will just, he's going to bless you somehow, and you're going, you know, something going to fall on you, something. No. You got to be gun-ho delusional about where you want to go, what you want to do, and no matter what nobody says about whatever, it's going to happen because I believe it's going to happen. You got to be delusional. Fam, I'm working on a 7,000 square foot home. I do not have the money to pay for a 7,000 square foot home. But guess what? I bet you I get that motherfucker. Oh, I bet you I get it. 2 stories, 4-car garage, 7,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 baths, 2 lofts, 3 outside patios. I bet you I get it. Cause I was sitting back thinking one day, listening to I guess Busta Rhymes was on the Diary of a CEO, and he was talking about being delusional, and I was like, damn, that makes sense. That makes sense. I just got this one life to live. Ain't nobody stopping me but me. I have to figure out how do I get that because I just want to see me have it. I don't care about what you think. And if you think I should have it and why you want something so big, it's because I just want the motherfucker just because I want it. This is my life. If I want to buy 7,000 Maseratis, why the fuck do you care? I'm the one working towards it. Ain't no money coming out your pocket whatsoever. No thought process, no money from you, no debit, no credit, no nothing. It's just, this is what I want. So I start thinking to myself, I say, shit, I think I know how to get it. Watch me get it. Oh, I'm getting it going to 2027. I just told you guys I had went back to school. Take my state exam in 2 weeks. I bet you I get that home. And with no problem. I'm talking about just, ooh. This is all I had to do. This is the crazy part about what's been going on with me. I've been thinking like, God damn it, this is all I had to do. I've been holding myself back, and this was all I had to do. Sometimes, this is why I'm coming out. This is why I got the podcast coming up called One Conversation Away. Most of us are one conversation away of living the life that you want to live. What? Just one. Fam, I got books inside of Walmart. I was one conversation away from getting my books in Walmart. If I wasn't delusional that day, let me tell you a quick story real quick, and we're going to listen to this Officer Tatum thing. I was studying the people who worked at corporate Walmart. I was looking at all the men's dress code. Perfected the dress code, saw what type of badges they had on, went to Office Depot, made my badge look like their badge from what I can see. And I said, I'm going to walk up there as if I worked there. But then when I get to the front desk, I got to ask a question. So one day I'm all dressed up and I got the picture to prove it. I actually got the picture that I made the actual deal on, the guy who gave me the opportunity. So I went up there twice. The one day I went up there, I asked a couple questions. My intuition kicked in. Was like, hey, I better ask somebody like, hey, like, can anybody just, like walk up there and like, get an interview with a buyer? And I talked to this employee. It was a lady. It was a woman. I chose a woman at first. And she was like, oh no, you have to know somebody to get an interview, like to talk to a buyer, to buy your product. So I'm like, damn. So I was like, she may be right, but I really can't trust that. So the second time, I was so delusional and I was so ready that I walked up there with my head up high. I had my shirt tucked in, had my badge on. I'm ready to go. I see this guy coming out, prim and proper dude. He had his head down looking in his phone. I bumped into him with my elbow, and I had my children's book in my hand, right? And I said, oh, sir, I'm so sorry. I had my head down. I wasn't watching where I was going. I'm lying. I knew exactly where I was going to run right into his ass. He's like, oh, no problem. Had like a British Australian accent. I go, where you from? He goes, I'm from Australia, mate. I go, I got a question for you. Who do I talk to if I'm trying to get a children's book inside of Walmart? He said, me. I say, for real? He's like, yeah. Pitch me. I'm on the front steps of corporate Walmart, a Fortune 500 company, dressed like a Walmart employee, talking to the vice president of Walmart. The words he said to me was, pitch me. This dude getting ready to go take a private jet. They waiting for him. It was some type of Tahoe or Escalade right behind me that was for him. He goes, pitch me. I pitch him. He goes, you got a business card? Give him my business card. He said, I'm going to put you in contact with the book buyer. This is something that we need for our stores. It was a pleasure meeting you. He said, what's your name again? I said, Darshawn McAway. He say, my name is James Cameron. I'm the vice president of Walmart. And just like that, walked off, got into his truck. I'm still on the steps looking like, well, ain't this bada? 2 weeks later, I get an interview with the book buyer. 5 days later, my book is in the store. Bro, it don't get no better than that, bro. It don't get no better than that. It wasn't no hard work. It wasn't me breaking my back. I didn't have to pay $15 million, $2,000, $200, $200 million. Like I didn't pay. I just presented the idea, got the interview. They put me in business. Been doing business with them going on 11 years, 11 entire years solid. 11. All because I believe I needed it for myself. You got to stop listening to other people, man. This is why when some people ask me, hey, how should I do this? How should I do that? I be like, man, any information I'm going to give you or advice is going to be outdated. Because now in today's time, you can't do that. Now, you may meet somebody in conversation and let's say a supplier or a vendor or a buyer. If you're talking to them in conversation, they can get you in. But you can't walk up to Walmart now and do that shit I did. They're going to look at you like you're crazy. Why? I was delusional. I was crazy today. I needed it. I was hungry. I was trying to get somewhere. I had a baby to feed. I had a family to feed. Fam, when I say I was hungry, I was hungry. Peanut butter and jelly sandwiches and noodles and all that type of shit, that was cool for a little bit. But after a while, you'd be like, can I have a steak? Can I have some shrimp? Maybe a little lobster tail? Snow crab? Maybe, how about an Angus burger? You got to be delusional. You got to go for it. You got to go for it. Anyway, let's listen to this audio. And sorry for all this coughing. I was doing fine today until I got home. So I'm thinking something in my air vents or something like that. All right, here we go. Let's see.
The way his parents are handling this, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth?
Here we go.
Refuse to address specific things that
So what we're listening to right now, we're listening to Officer Tatum. He's actually doing a fair use review reaction on Don Lemon and the Wells family, along with attorney Ben Crump. And I'm about 17 minutes in. I'm kind of getting to the meat and the potatoes. I want to hear him hear how the Wells family don't fuck with him. And I just want to see I want to see what his response is. I want to see if he understands how he's being portrayed to us in the world, because I don't think he see himself. Like, you have to, when we do these live streams, you have to go back and replay these live streams so you can see how you come off and listen to what you're saying. You'd be like, oh shit. Yeah, let me take that down. Let me cut that out, because I sound like a complete fool. You know, so that's what we're going to listen to right now.
360 is that.
Thank you guys for being here. I truly appreciate you. Go ahead and hit the like button. If you want to donate to the channel, by all means, go ahead. I will read your comment if you send in a super chat. If you're not a moderator, I really just kind of read your stuff. But I read my moderators out loud. So if you put something in the chat, I see it, but I probably won't really say it unless I really want to say it out loud. But here we go.
That they were told at a slow speed, and then all of a sudden they pick up normal speed. And that's because they had fixed the issue and they ended up going where they needed to go. They showed me where they all were going to congregate at and have a party with Nolan and everybody else. They showed me all of these different components. And then we go do an interview.
Let me know if you guys can hear this.
Interview, I think that caught me by surprise because they had to show evidence to a lot of the things that were.
All right, here's what I'm going to do. Let me do something real quickly. Facebook, I'll catch you guys later, because Facebook, I never have an audience over there, but maybe you guys will catch up one day. Peace.
They were being accused of. Lawyer was sitting right there in the room. So people don't understand that aspect of it. Now, I've said enough. Let me get to Don Lemonhead and Nolan's mother. I'm gonna be respectful to his mama. But I do have criticisms. When you watch this video, you're going to see why I have criticisms. Roll the clip.
When you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
Time out. Do you guys find that kind of suspicious or interesting that Don Lemon said, I'm not going to mention his name? Fair enough. If you don't want to give a person publicity, if you don't believe they're legitimate, you won't say the person's name. He said, I'm not going to say his name. It's this officer.
They know you,
right?
bro.
Then mom gets on, and you would think she would say, I'm not talking about that dude. He's irrelevant. He's not worth my time. I'm not talking about this guy you talking about either.
Because they know.
Why would she say Brandon Tatum?
Because
she put my full name out there.
Let me tell you why. Because she got you on red notice, bro. She want to make sure that you know that she know who you are. This is what I like. I like by calling people by their name. Say my name. Let me know that you're talking about me. Don't say no subliminals. Say my name. She gave you a headshot. That's what she did.
And in my personal opinion, she want people who hate me to come out and know who I am and search me and do all that other stuff, but refuse to address specific things that they're saying that I'm saying.
Bruh, you told them, you said that the son was out there having sex in the water and was on coke. Come on, fam. Come on, man. Cut it out, bro. Cut it out.
And they have never addressed some of the things that the boys have said. You have not heard them address the phone thing. You have not addressed them because Warren said that he told Nolan's mother that he had the cell phone and the keys. They have not said that he lied about it. They won't even talk about it. It came up on Chris Cuomo, and you guys will see that shortly.
That's who it was, Chris Cuomo, who I was talking about earlier.
It came up on Chris Cuomo, and they pivoted. They didn't even address what Cuomo said. They just pivoted to something else. All right, continue.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, "Oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this." And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family?
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
When you talk about all the...
Oh, I'm talking about. Mama, I got a question for you. With all due respect. Why then, if you want to know what happened to Nolan, did your attorney not talk to me before I ever talked to the other side? All right, we passed that point. How come when Nicole or Ashley reached out to you via text, which she showed me, which we posted online, that you didn't respond to Warren's mother to even talk to her and get any information that she may have? The boys already have been investigated by law enforcement. We will not know exactly what they said for a time period, which could be a long time. I don't know. They got to go to grand jury and everything. So we would never know what they said to the police unless you talk to them directly. Why, if you want to know what happened to your son, would you talk to the people that last seen him alive? You're saying they saw him alive last. They're reaching out to you and saying, we want to talk. Let's have a conversation. But instead, you guys refuse to talk to them, refuse to talk to me, and then get online and push stuff that you have to later redact because you could have talked to them first and cleared it up, talked to their attorneys and cleared it up. You could have gotten all the boys' statements that have been compiled before the police put it out in the public so you can have a clear perspective before you go out in the public. But they did not do it. You know what they did? The first thing they did before they talked to any parent, any person involved, before they talked to anybody, they went and got Benjamin Crump.
So?
And they went and got Benjamin Crump. And what are they doing? The day that their son is put into the ground, They go get his estate, establish an estate, and then prepare to sue. Now, if you don't know what happened and you have not made a determination,
I don't know if that's true. I think Benjamin Crump team reached out to the family. See, remember I said earlier, Christine Wells, I'm going to say Mrs. Wells, she was already connected. So I don't think they reached out to Benjamin Crump. I think Benjamin Crump team reached out to them because her post went viral because she's connected. She already had a social media following. So people were reaching out already. So I don't think they reached out to Ben Crump. I think Ben Crump, they reached out and say, hey, we'll take this case on. We'll do it in contingency upon what happens. You guys don't have to pay for anything. And then Ben Crump team, they did a press release, if I'm not mistaken, and they came out with it. I think so. When somebody in the chat says Trump can't even read, so I know where you're coming from. I'm just gonna disagree with that a little bit because where he's from, I think his southern dialect, his what do they call it? What do they call it when you're what's the thing called when people hear your voice? I forgot the word. Dang, what's the word when people hear your voice? They know you're not from a certain area. I think his dialect is like kind of heavy, so he can read, but it doesn't seem like he can read that well. But you can't be an attorney as powerful as him and not be able to read. But here we go. Oh,
all you want to know is what happened. Then why are you prepping to sue people? You're going to sue them for what?
defamation.
I'm not prepping to sue anybody. I'm not acting like I know exactly what happened to Nolan. I'm just taking the information that's presented to me and saying, this is what they're saying. They show evidence of this. What do the other people got to say? But y'all already talking about suing people. Already getting the state in his name the day he's putting the rest on his funeral. Because you're already looking at suing people in a lawsuit, and when you don't even know yet what happened to your son. But what's really happened is they already made up in their mind that they're going to blame these white boys. And so anybody saying anything to the contrary of what they're pursuing,
let me tag him in this.
They say, oh, I don't want to hear from this person. Oh, that person is illegitimate. Oh, my son wasn't friends with these boys.
Let me do some timestamps real quick. Let me tag him in this. I want him to know that I'm talking about him and I'm reviewing his content. Because I don't think he knows how he sounds. So from my understanding, Officer Tatum comes off on trying to save the Caucasian American. Because they could do no wrong. That's the census of the internet. That's not my total speculation or my opinion. I'm gonna listen to him some more since the mother had acknowledged him. But I gotta see what's going on with you, bruh. I gotta see what's going on with you, bruh. All right, what time is it? It's 1:48. Let's do a timestamp real quick. Y'all give me a second. Timestamp. Officer Tatum. 1:48. Hour and 48 minutes. All right. We gotta see what's going on with you, bruh. You know what I mean? We gotta see what's up, man. I'm a little confused about you, bruh. All right, Officer Tatum, there we go. And then we'll tag him after the stream is over with. All right, where we go? Where we at? Where we at? Is this it? No, that's not it. Did I close it out? Oh, no, here we go.
He wasn't friends with them? Maybe you just wasn't aware that he was friends with them, but according to social media and Instagram and photos and him staying the night over their house and him leaving his car at their house and him going out to Horn Island with them,
Remember what I told y'all about my best friend? Like, your parents know your best friend. I'm sorry. Your parents know who your best friend is because that's your best friend. You're going over their house. They're coming over yours. If none of those kids, like Warren said, we didn't really
Are
go
you
over to
guys trying
Nolan's
to
house.
represent that this was all that was played in court? Why would you lie?
This is the smoking gun.
Hold on, my bad.
This is the smoking gun that.
Okay, my bad. You like your parents know your friends. Let's just say that. Let's leave out the best friend part. Your parents know who your friends are, and your parents will get the number of their parents.
He's not their friend. Well, then, who is his friend?
Not
And why
them.
was he hanging out with them?
Who needs friends like them if they're gonna leave you like Nolan Wells? Who needs friends like them if they're gonna leave you?
And
I
not
don't need
these
no
white
friend like
boys.
that. I don't need no friend
Every
like that.
other, when he's at home 3 or 4 days a week.
I don't need no friends like that, brother. All right, commercial coming in. I don't need no friends like that. If they gonna leave me at the beach, I came with y'all, and you gonna leave me? Man, you crazy? I'm fighting my
Yeah,
friends.
they all just made this up. Hey, I'm not there. I wasn't there. All right, let him finish.
The father of one of the young men who's been speaking out has put up a $50,000 reward reportedly. What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
Yeah, we are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. So we applaud it and we say, yeah, let's all work together to get answers because we, as we've said continuously, Don Lemon, adamantly, somebody saw something, somebody knows something. I mean, and that's what you want, are answers.
Now, if that was true, then his dad put up a $50,000 thing. Why don't you talk to him? Why don't you ring them and give them a phone call? You're saying y'all all going for no. Why don't you call the man and talk to him and see what he know? Instead of putting out fake information about his child, saying that his child must have been involved, sharing his picture all over the internet with no information, then saying that he must have got into a fight when the coach, Nolan's coach, said that wasn't his voice on the thing. And you can't tell me that his parents don't know that that little boat scuffle wasn't their son's voice. But yet they let Benjamin Crump put that on the internet to frame it as if these white boys must have done something to him. You want unity, but you not talking to nobody and you just making up lies. If you talk to these boys, you would, if they at least attempted to talk to these boys, they'll know who was on the boat. And instead of listening to a doctored phone call with a made up transcript, they could go and talk to each boy and say, well, what did you say then? Is that you on a thing? Okay, what did you say? Is that you? Well, what did you actually say? Is that you? What did you say? Okay.
Uh-oh.
They're
Hold on.
saying that.
Hold on. Somebody says, Virgo, why is this the anti-white channel? No, we don't do the racial stuff over here. We don't do that. And as a matter of fact, I don't even want people to acknowledge people by color. Acknowledge people by their ethnicity. Because a human being is not a color. They're either African American, Caucasian American, Caucasian. Like, acknowledge people by their ethnicity. So this is not no anti-white. This ain't no racial channel. We're talking ideal, human, realistic things. Don't come over here with that bullshit. We not doing that. Because I ain't got no problems with nobody who I don't know. And I'm definitely African, by the way. So don't tell me who I am. Do not tell me who I am, because you have never seen my mother or my father, and you do not know me like that. So do not say that to me. As I said, don't tell me who I am. Now you can come over here respectfully and say hello, and you can welcome yourself to the chat, or I can simply get rid of you. Which one do you want to do? Because see, this is my channel, this is my home, this is my spotlight. So what you want to do? Let me know what you want to do, Jim Wilson. Because one thing you will not do is tell me who I am, and you don't even know me. That's what we not gonna do. And I got time today. I got time this whole weekend. So what you want to do? You gonna come in respectfully, say hello, what it's about. I've been watching from the clouds. It is what it is. Jim, I'm gonna give you one last strike. That's strike number 2 for you. You gonna come in and acknowledge me like a man and the host of this channel, or you can kindly be booted out. Because what you will not do is tell me who I am and where I am from. What you want to do? Come on. Let's talk about it. Let's do it. We're gonna give Jim 10 seconds. Jim, we waiting on you, Jim. You got 5 seconds left, Jim. You got 3 seconds left, Jim. You got no seconds left, Jim. Strike 3, you're out. Jim, we'll see you in 30. Now sit down like the good little boy that you are and let Daddy Darshan spank that ass. That's your last time you gonna come up in this motherfucker talking shit. Now just enjoy the show. We don't do the racial stuff over here. Don't do no rage bait.
If they said this, they told this to the police, then maybe we can chill a little bit on the accusations until we get more evidence. But that's not what they want.
I'll be right back, guys.
I wasn't even going to address it, but someone said that he dropped something about me, like threatening something. I don't know what the hell he's talking about. I don't even know who this dude is. I met him at a conference.
Somebody says I'm just cruising the lives, trying to figure out the vibes. What we're doing right now, we're just doing a simple reaction to some of the stuff that went kind of viral today. We're covering the Nolan Wells case. The caption of the stream is "Mississippi is burning." The autopsy of Nolan Wells came out, but they released it to the media. Well, they released that they completed the autopsy, but they did not give the information to the family nor Benjamin Crump. So we're just kind of listening to some information. No real speculation. This is not a racial ambiguous channel. I mainly talk about business first and foremost and how people mess up their business opportunities. Now, in this particular case, I'm trying to figure out where is Officer Tatum coming from, because they said that he's like a racial ambiguous type of person. He doesn't like black people, or what you guys would consider to be black, but African American people. And I'm just trying to figure out, like, is he not hearing what he's saying, or is he being genuine about who he is? So we're just listening to some streams about certain things. You can still enjoy the show if you want to. You can keep on cruising in your car. I'm remotely reading the chat, but I'm also just trying to figure out like what's going on. I'm more of a listener than a speaker when it comes to reactions. I'm really trying to figure out, like, did he just say what he just said, or did she just think that out loud, type of deal. But I'll be right back.
We were in a room together, and it was just bizarre. So he's talking about something I don't even know. I looked at like the beginning of it and I said, this doesn't even make sense. I don't know what he's talking about. And I choose to spend my time wisely. And
now, the only reason that I didn't just completely blast him is because, in part, I want to keep a private conversation private. Now, Don Lemon knows exactly what I'm talking about. I will give him a hint. He claims, I'm not doing this for the money. And this is what stood out to me and why I lost respect for Don Lemon even more when we were at this conference, because he says, I'm not in it for the money. I'm not in it for the money. And the question that he asked of the YouTube staff regarding things that makes him money was off-putting to me, because he had made mention, I'm trying to not, forget these people. Let me tell you what it is. It was associated with memberships. He know what I'm talking about. It was associated with the membership program. I have a membership program. We were there to talk about the membership program. And let me tell you what lame stuff this fool did at the conference. That's why he's such a wankster, and these people are such liars, and he looks uncomfortable talking about me. We at the conference, me and him supposed to be on a panel together to talk about memberships, to talk about to the crowd of YouTubers what we learn in order to be prolific and be able to do things for our audience that have them engage in our membership programs. They decided that I was one that did the membership program really well.
I know all about memberships. You guys should be a member of my channel. I've been doing memberships ever since that I had learned about it. Like with this live stream that I'm doing right now, it'll go private to membership so people can catch it on the replay. That's a way for you to not necessarily get clipped up by other people. And also the people who don't get a chance to be available during your live stream, they already have a membership. Mine is $1.99, and they can go back and play everything unfiltered, so to speak. So I know about the membership game, but I want to hear this though, because I didn't know him and Don Lemon had like a thing going on.
Young Turks was there. Somebody representing Rashawn Ryan was there. Somebody representing Tucker Carlson was there. It was a whole bunch of people there. And so they wanted to know from me and Don Lemon what things that we've done to be successful in our membership program. They called me on the phone before I flew out there. They said, you and Don Lemon going to be on a panel. Now, I don't like Don Lemon, but I don't care. I'm a grown man. I don't care about being on a panel with somebody. As long as homeboy ain't trying to touch me, then I ain't got a problem. This is what he did. Don Lemon is sitting in front of me at this conference. I'm here. Don Lemon is sitting in front of me with his assistant, or whoever this lady is, with a mask on. She had a mask on. You're like, what the, man, what do you got a mask? All right, so anyway, our segment is getting ready to come up. Don Lemon walks out of the room. YouTube had to put a random person on the panel because this fool didn't want to sit on the panel with me, claiming he don't even know who I am. So we do the YouTube thing. Unfortunately, this girl on the panel, and she don't add any input because she's not even supposed to be on the panel anyway. She was a random YouTube worker that they had to put on the panel to replace this nut job.
Wow.
And then, because he's a wankster, he didn't know I was going to be in the second meeting, which was a private meeting, with only like 4 people in the meeting, with some of the YouTube executives. We go back in there. He comes in the room looking like a scarecrow. Because he see, you know when you face the people that you talk trash about and you see them in person?
Yeah.
And you a wankster, so you got butterflies in your stomach?
Yeah.
That's what he had when he saw me. Now, I didn't say nothing disrespectful to him, even though I don't like him. But I just kept it kosher. Me and him didn't have a confrontation. But he said some things in there about his membership program, and I'm like, bro, that's a little, to me, you contradict yourself when you go, I'm not looking at the money, but you asking them questions about certain things that I think will enrich you in that area.
Right. I got
that
you.
I think is unnecessary.
I follow you.
That I would never do.
I follow you.
But I'll leave it at that. You know exactly what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying.
So that adds context to this whole thing. I'm gonna reach out to Officer Tatum. I'm gonna see if he'll give me an interview because I got some questions for him. I'm gonna reach out to him right now. I'm gonna have my assistant reach out, and I'm gonna see if he'll give me the time of day. I mean, he gave some other people the time of day. He flew all the way to damn Mississippi.
Trying to disparage nobody. I'm just saying, bro, don't get out here trying to say I'm making money off of this and I'm doing it for money. When one of the things that you said shocked me.
And I'll put him on my segment about one conversation away.
Why would you say that, dude?
This would be that'd be a great opportunity for my media company to reach out to Officer Tatum because I want to ask him some questions. I want to ask him like, does he understand how he's perceived to the African American community, or is this like is this a part of his get up? Because he has like 1.4 million followers, so he's doing something correctly. He did something right. You know, no matter how you try to shape it, bend it, or twist it, he did something correct. Like what, does he know what he's doing? Like, because there's this thing called grifting.
A little bit, in my opinion, it's not illegal. I don't think it's wrong. It's just not genuine, in my opinion.
Let me see.
Let him finish.
And to keep my peace. And so, but sometimes things just fall right into your lap. And I don't even have to do it. The Lord works in mysterious ways.
Oh, don't put God in this.
So whatever that nonsense
I just like when people do that.
What's they calling whatever he's talking about.
I just like when people do that. Don't put God in this.
I don't give a fuck what you think about me because I don't think anything about you.
Sure, that's why you're talking about me on your show right now. So keep talking about me on your show. Come on, keep it up. All right,
I don't even know who you are. I didn't know who you were until they said, "Are you okay with this?" And I was like, "Sure." And then I looked at it, I was like, "Oh, this dude, I've never seen him, but wow." So I don't even know who you are. And so what I'm going to let my friend, by the way, who I'm going on tour with, D.L. Hughley, speak.
All right, you guys, give me a second. I'll catch you guys in a little bit.